Hey guys, and welcome to Pheas Airsoft, where today I'm going to be unboxing this double Bell MK12 MOD1 SPR. Hey guys, and welcome back. If you do enjoy this content today, please do like and subscribe because you're going to be really helping the channel to grow, and it's growing really quick at the minute. If you do want to support the channel and become a channel member, it is just 99p per month, and you get bloopers, custom emojis, custom icons, and a private chat area and my Discord, which if you also haven't joined yet, please do come along and join it. It's a really nice group of guys, a really good community on there. So then we're going to get into this unboxing. I've had this around quite a while. This was on the sort of the big Brexit order that I did, and I will put a link to the sort of video that came out of that because a few of the live streams sort of got taken down and what have you. But obviously I'll put a link to that down there. So this is the double Bell MK12 MOD1 SPR then. I paid sort of just under £85 with added sort of customs fees and the fees and a little bit of postage. It probably worked out at about £110, just over £110 for what's in this box, which to be fair, that's pretty cheap, isn't it really? So it's boasting then full metal construction, version 2 gearbox with 8mm bearings in it. You've got a polymer rotary hop unit, you've got a 150 round mid cap, 470mm inner barrel, but it doesn't state what the bore of it, the sort of inner diameter of it is. So I can't tell you, unfortunately. I can't even find information on the internet that tells me what it is. So we'll get into the box, we'll have a look at what's in here, and then we'll do the usual shooting test and the gloved operation, and we'll see where we go. So the box then, quite plain, just simple stickers we've sort of seen before from Double Bell. Just a stick, I believe that's a Taiwan Gun sticker on one end, and that's it. A little bit of warning information underneath, and that's it. So inside then, we've got the gun itself. Now, it was originally strapped down. Obviously, it's been removed from the box for Chrono and things like that by Taiwan Gun themselves. So we've got a Chrono sheet in here that's saying it's 392, 391, 388, 390, 392. So just under 400 FPS, which is in line with what it states it is on their website, which is pretty good. We've got our little metal sort of short style high cap. So you just got a little window at the back there. And it's about 150 rounds to go into that. We've got a little BIM4 series manual, nothing too exciting there, just little bits about general usage and some other model types. Wow, dating back to 2006 and 2007. So, and then we've got the beauty itself. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that is a pretty nice piece of kit, isn't it? It's sort of like your modern sort of DMR style rifle. That is pretty damn nice. I am pretty impressed with that. So this is about 3 kilograms in weight. So it's not massively heavy. It's the kind of weight that you could probably quite easily sort of run about with and hold most of the day without too much strain, even though it is a full metal construction. So I'll have a look through the externals then. So we've got a muzzle brake at the front there, which comes off, and underneath this is a grub screw as well, which will give you a 14mm negative under there. So you just need to remove that grub screw first, and that screws back on again. But that is a positive thread on there anyway. So just tie that back down. There we go. You then got your metal front sight post that flips up and matches with the back one. So the back sight post, you just got like a little lever that you just pull out the way there, and the sight flips up. And it can be switched between sort of a finer one and a wider aperture one for aiming down. Let's see if I can get those down those sights. You can at least see the two sights there, look. Not got enough room, unfortunately. My tripod's at the high side. Those are quite easy to sort of target acquire down. But if you're going to run something like this, I would have thought most people would have been running some sort of scope on top. So to fold it down, then we just press a button and it allows us to fold it down. Otherwise, it's going nowhere. It is maybe a little bit wobbly in there. It shouldn't cause too many issues, particularly at airsoft sort of distances of engagement, that it should cause issues with sort of misaiming and things. But, it is worth being aware of. So, the rear sight does wobble a little bit backwards and forwards, and to lock it down, we just pull it down and the little clip just closes back in in place. So you've got plenty of room across this top rail then to mount some sort of optic. We've then got our rail unit at the front end here. I'll slide the rail cover off. There we go. So you just got a plastic rail cover there that came already on there. So you've got plenty of rail point there to fit whatever you'd like on there, and it is just the normal Airsoft sort of standard railing system. Obviously this will have a look at taking all of this off as part of the disassembly, although it does look slightly complicated, but that's fine. We've then got our metal receiver then with this nice SPR style grip, nice and sort of moulded for real nice comfort. You know, I've got quite big hands and hold that really nicely and comfortably. Can easily reach the magwell button, and that is a working bolt catch as well, so it opens it, exposing the hop. So we've got a plastic or polymer rotary style hop. Let's have a look. So we're going down for hop. Feels quite satisfying to adjust, and we'll obviously look at that further when we do the internals. So nice and easy. Would have maybe liked one of the enhanced style mag releases that's just got the enhanced paddle coming off it, just to make it a little bit easier to drop that mag out. Flip it around again, but the mag goes in nice and easy. Look at that, it does look nice in there. All it's missing is a scope off the top or something like that. So take that out. You've then got a polymer stock there, which is, you know, sort of your M16 style with your battery opening at the end. Now you see, considering the overall look of this, I feel like the butt plate here is plastic. I feel like that's a little bit cheap, but then when I've paid £85 for it, 110 I suppose in total or thereabouts with fees and things, you know, somewhere had to be corners cut, and that just leads to a mini Tamiya in the stock there to keep your batteries in. Now, it's quite a long piece. I think it's sort of about a metre, just under a metre in length, about 96 centimetres or thereabouts in length. So it's not exactly going to be a CQB weapon. This is going to be more your sort of longer engagements, more open air, woodland sort of environments. So what we'll do is we'll go and have a look at the Chrono range test and rates of fire, and we'll come back and see where we are. My bad. Let go of the trigger. Approximately 45 metres. So back from the Chrono though. So in terms of the Chrono, we're getting 377.5 to 401 FPS, which more or less puts it close to what the Chrono sheet said from Taiwan Gun. Now don't forget that is on a 0.2 gram BB with no hop set at all. So in terms of if you're wanting to build a DMR, you know, importing it in like this at the minute will set it up well, I suppose, as a good starting point to build a DMR if you wanted to. And obviously you could potentially go up from there. In terms of range then, we're getting about 45 metres. Obviously the range that I'm using is not ideal. I do know that the sort of the main tree that I'm shooting towards is 40 metres, pretty much bang on from where I stand consistently to where I'm shooting to is 40 metres. So I know if they're going past that, then they are going over 40 metres. This is definitely getting past that at just at the kind of ranges you start getting a little bit hazy. I would definitely say it's accurate to 40 metres. After that, it's going to be a little bit questionable out there, but it wasn't terrible, especially for, don't forget how little we've actually paid for this. That's not bad performance, really. Rate of fire is a little bit lower than what we've seen on some of the other ones. Again, though, I think this is largely down to the fact that the spring is a little bit stronger. It's running at a higher FPS. So in terms of rate of fire then, we were running on a 7.4, about 10 rounds per second. It's fairly reasonable, I suppose. 8.4 volt battery was sort of a little bit slower, about 9.5 rounds per second. Again, it's not horrific. It's just obviously a little bit stronger spring. Downgrading it, I would expect to sort of change that a little bit, bring that up a little bit. 9.6 was 11.6, roughly 11.5 rounds a second. It's not bad again. And 11.1 was the jump that we wanted to have, which was the 17 to 17.5 FPS rounds per second that we would sort of expect to see out of a typical Chinese build. So in terms of the overall quality, it is not going to be your TM quality or your LCT or E&L. It's just not. You're not paying anywhere kind of that money. Generally, though, for the money you are paying, the quality is not terrible. It's not as terrible as you would think. There are certain points, like you've got random little Allen key screws here that are clearly helping to keep, I can move that, the rail unit on. It's just obviously, you get a sense of looking at it. There's the odd thing where you just think a little bit, there is slightly different, as you can probably tell there is a slightly different texture to the upper and lower receiver, that like they were painted in two different places and then put together. Again, not horrific, not terribly obvious, and particularly in mid-firefight, I can't say as anybody's going to come over and say, oh mate, your two halves of your receiver are completely different colours. It just won't happen. If it does, that's quite unusual. In terms of obviously nice little rail covers, because these can be a little bit catchy. Now, I can't sort of feel any sort of real sharp edges other than maybe at the back there a little bit, but they just help to keep your gloves and your hands and gloves protected from any sharp edges and things, and make it a little bit more comfortable to hold than just being on the rail itself, as you've got something a little bit more rounded and comfortable to grip. In all, I think it's quite a good value package for what you get in there. At the bare minimum, it's a good base to build off and start improving things, which a lot of us, a lot of players will do now. Is it's not often that you'll get a player that'll just buy something out of the box and use it as is forever, basically. Generally people look to upgrade this, that and the other. So there are options there, and it does make a good platform. What we're going to do now is have a quick look at the gloved operation. So thank you to the guys on my Discord for recommending this. I do quite like doing this, just checking out the gloved operation. Basically, in a game, will I be able to work this? So, magazine, easy enough. We know that, we've seen that a million times before. Let's see if I can get in the mag. I can, just a little bit tricky, just catching that little lip there to get it open, but I can definitely get those BBs in there. Get your foot down, get it wound up, get that feed in. In terms of the front sights, dead easy to operate. Rear sight, dead easy to operate. And the selector, we know will be nice and easy. And then we've got the stock. Now that might be a little bit trickier just because I can't get the sort of the full friction on the pin. So, no. Typically though, one of the advantages of this is that your stock is so large internally that you can get a really large capacity battery in there. So the likelihood of you needing to change partway through a game is very, very slim and unlikely. So I can't actually get in the stock to change the battery over. That's not a mega negative though, in all honesty. Likelihood is you're probably going to put a large enough LiPo in there or battery of some sort in there that you won't need to change it for a full day. So get rid of that. So did almost forget, comment on batteries. So the battery hatch at the back is to accommodate, it's based off the old Tokyo Marine design to accommodate what we'd call a NIM type large NIM type battery. So it gives you a lot of space to get it. So in there at the minute, I have got, disconnect that from here. I have got quite a thick, chunky 11.1. So it's a VP Racing 2600 LiPo, and that sits, even going in, it's going in with a bit of room either side, dropping straight in, and there's plenty of room in there. So I will put a link to a large NIM type battery from Component Shop so you can see for dimensions the kind of opening, the battery dimensions that will fit. I would recommend running a LiPo, and in this kind of stock, you're going to be able to get a pretty damn massive LiPo in there. So for the money then, I think they're pretty cool. I think they're a good potential project in there. We can't really fault them. At the time of filming this video, they are actually unavailable on Taiwan Gun. I will see if I can find any links to any other websites, particularly in the UK, and see if they've got them in, or at least list them as potentially going to be available. I think for the performance out of the box, I'd like to see what it's doing inside and the quality. The double Bell AK that we had was okay, definitely not SEMA quality, and I'm not expecting SEMA quality out of this, but again, it's a little bit lower price point than them, and for the equivalent sort of money, you would expect SEMA to be a little bit better, which they are. So I'm going to leave the usual photos at the end. Please do remember to like, comment and subscribe, because you're going to be really helping my channel grow, and I will see you next time. Bye.